مامۆستا
Welcome.
عەفو ببوورە بەڵام ئەو پرێزنتیشنە وەک ئەوەی کۆمپیوتەرەکە چۆن شتمان بە حازر کرد ئەوە
والله ساكاجان بالله بدلي خد أوقات لسه هج موضوع إقساطي إتر شون مرتاحي درسك شرح كي بو إما أو بابتي كخد حزكي باسي كي شون بو إما شرح كي تلامي تيجيني حر باوربوينتي بو حازركي لسر وورد إيش أكي لسر فيديو إيش أكي بدلي خد بس على تنوت من باوربوينت بيبو إيوه خوشترك شكو كاتيو فايلة كان بمن نيرنو هم اللي لايخم سيفن أوكي
بەس مامۆستا ئەگەر بابەتەکەمان بۆ دیاری بکەی باشتر نابێ
ناتوانم بابەت بۆ ئێوە دیاریکەم لەبەرە یۆکو کۆمپیوتەر نییە مۆزوع زۆرە چکەم لەسەر ئەساسی منهەجەکە ناوم حڕم کردوون لەسەر چی شتێک قسە ئەکەن خۆی وا خۆشترە حڕ بیت خۆ بەڵنی خۆ مۆزوعی هەڵبژێری مۆزوعێکی قەواعیدی هەڵەبژێریکە چەند وەختەی بەیەکەوە خوێندومانە باسی مۆزوعێکی خارجیەکەی باسی مەسەلەن نەخۆشیەکەکەی باسی سوود و زیانەکانی شتێک ئەکەی بەدڵی خۆت باسی سوود و زیانەکانی مەسەلەن ئۆنلاین تیچینەکەی قەیچەکە ئۆکەی
دەستخۆش
يعني موضوع زۆرە ئەوها حڕبی زۆر باشترە بۆ خۆتە
بەعکس من حەزەکەم دیاریکەیە بۆی بزانین چییە زیاتر تەرکیزی بینێ
ئێ باشە دوای من چەند مۆزوعەکە بە ئیمەل بۆ نێرم تۆ لەوانەیە بزانە کامیان بۆ تۆ ئاسانتریان خۆشتری لەگەڵ ئەو مۆزوعەوە هەوو بژێرە بکۆستراحەک ئۆکەی welcome yes
Good morning.
Good morning Siva.
ببورە مامۆستا کاتیشتەگرم بەس هەشت تەلەبەیە و بابەتی خۆی جیاواز ئەبێ یان هەموویان گروپیەکە و بێکەوە شەرحیەکەن
هەر تەلەبە و مۆزوعی خۆی جیاواز گروپ نی گروپ وەرک نییە باشە
دەستخۆ سپاس.
Welcome. Okay, let's get started. I already prepared a kind of video for you. It is about conditional sentences. Do you remember even on Sunday I told you once we finish the curriculum, we are going to start about some other like grammatical points and lesson, which is really necessary to have idea about it. So here is Emma. You already know this teacher. Today she is going to explain conditional sentences for us, okay? In Arabic, you call conditional sentences جملة شرطية اوكي اما الين رستي مرجي بابلي خوبان واي بي الين لقاعدة هم على رستي مرجي كان شين English ابا conditional sentence Arabic ابا جملة شرطية تمام Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
From English. I've got a grammar lesson for you today, and I'm really excited to be sharing it with you because it's one that you've been asking for quite a while. We're talking about conditional sentences in English. I'm going to go over the basic structure and the meaning of all conditional sentences in English. If you've studied these sentences before, then this video is going to be awesome revision for you. But if you're not so familiar with conditional sentences, then it's going to be an excellent introduction. So let's get started. Sometimes it feels like English grammar can be pretty loose. Like, yeah, there's some rules, but sometimes they don't apply. Sometimes there's exceptions. I get it. I've got to teach it. But there are some grammatical structures in English that follow really clear rules, and the structure of conditional sentences is nice and clear, which makes it easier for you to feel confident about the way that you express your thoughts and your ideas when you speak. We use conditional sentences to explain what actually happens, what could happen, so a possible and likely outcome in the future. We talk about what we wish would happen, so imagining a different outcome for our present situation, and what might have happened. So thinking about a different outcome that happened in the past. Now, there are 4 types of conditional sentences. They're all really similar, but they're not the same. If I get sick, I go to the doctor. If I get sick, I will go to the doctor. If I got sick, I would go to the doctor. If I had been sick, I would have gone to the doctor. So let's talk about what is the same or what's similar about all of these sentences. They all use 2 clauses. There are two parts to each sentence separated by a comma, and they all use the conjunction if. Just a little reminder that we use conjunctions in English to. There are two parts to each sentence separated by a comma.
Okay, so let's get started right now. As you heard from the beginning, she mentioned that how many types of conditional sentence we have in English? Tell me, how many types have we got?
4 types.
Yeah, we have 4 types of conditional sentences. Okay,
The first
are
one,
they, the first one, we can say zero conditional and then first and second and third. Okay, so zero, first, second, third. These are all 4 types of conditional sentences. What are the reasons that we are going to use them? It is about something is happening that, or let's say 2 actions are connecting to each other. Okay, if that things happen, the next one also will happen. If not, the second is will not, of course. Okay, here, if you look at this sentence, the if clause is in the beginning. Okay, these are if clause, the red color. Why we call them if clause? Because they started with the if conjunction. This if is a conjunction. Okay, so we call this part, it's if clause. So it is about having 2 different clauses connected or like separated by a comma. This is a comma. Okay, each part has a name. Like we call this one if clause, we call this one the second clause. Like whole together, I mean both together, they will be a conditional sentence, because I cannot say if I get sick, it's a sentence. This is a clause. I cannot say I go to the doctor. This is not a sentence, it's a clause. Okay, that's true, it has meaning, but they are connecting with each other. It means having 2 different parts, having 2 different clauses, it makes one sentence for us. Okay, if I get sick, I will go to the doctor. So if you get sick, you will go. What about if you don't sick? I won't go to the doctor because you don't need it, right? So 2 different actions are related to each other. We call them different clauses, or if clause, or maybe will clause, all right? Together, they will be one sentence. Okay, so if you look at here, this is the zero conditional, because the second sentence is present tense or present simple. The second sentence, if I get sick, I will go to the doctor. We say this is a first conditional. Okay, this is the first conditional. How I know that is first conditional? Because I have will in my second clause. I have will in my second clause, all right? So if clause is in present simple tense, the second was in future because I have will. Also, this one is second because I have the if clause is past tense, the second clause I have would. And directly after would, the verb should be base form. Good. The third sentence, if I had been sick, my sentence is past perfect because I have had and PP. So had been sick, this is a past perfect, and I have would have gone, would and PP, let's say together, will be third conditional. Maybe it's a little bit difficult for you right now, but we're gonna continue to clarify all together, okay? Like individually, one by one. Now we're gonna move to have a kind of idea how we use zero conditional, I mean this one, and what is the structure or what is the form of the sentence, okay? Is it clear how many types of conditional have we got? It's the 4 types or 4 kinds. They are different. Each one got different rules or form. Okay. The one that started with the if conjunction, we call it if conditional because it started with this if conjunction. The other one has another name. Okay. One more point, let me tell you. When if clause is in the beginning, there should be comma before writing the second clause. This is a rule. If I get sick, comma, I go to the doctor. I go to the doctor if I get sick. So it means whenever there is an if clause in the beginning, there should be comma. If not, it means if the second clause in the beginning, I mean, if the if clause comes at the end of the sentence, we don't need comma. Is it clear how we use comma now?
Yes.
Directly, comma should be available after if clause before writing the second clause. So this is the point. What about if we don't have if clause in the beginning? Like I can say, I will go to the doctor if I get sick. I don't need comma. But if I say, if I get sick, I will go to the doctor. So there should be comma between if clause and will clause. Okay, let's just keep going.
And they all use the conjunction if. Just a little reminder that we use conjunctions in English to join two ideas together in one sentence. I ate an apple and 2 desserts. I like it, but I don't want it. I'll do it if you drive me to the cinema later.
Yeah, in that part, she just remind you something about the conjunction. What do you call conjunction in Arabic? Conjunction.
شرطية أو
شرطية
الشرط.
يعني شرط.
لا مو أدوات الربط مثلا.
جمل شرطية
Conditional sentences
لا I'm not talking about conditional. Conditional يعني جملة شرطية. Okay, I'm talking about conjunction. مثلا and I just use and to connect my first part with the second part. Like I ate an apple and 2 desert.
ربط يعني. أدوات الربط.
أدوات الربط إيه؟ أدوات الربط إمالي أمرازي بيوندي.
Yes.
بس I like it but I don't want it. So but and if أمانة بيانا تري أمرازي بيوندي كان بجدي بيانا لأمرازي بيوندي يعني أمرازي بيكو بس إيه بيوندي بيكو بس ما زال يكشل لك قاعد يقول دي. Anyway المهم واضح به دو شتي جواز دو ID جواز دو فكري جواز بيكو بس تتوا بconjunction كانت يتر and بكاريني but بكاريني أوكي يعني if عادة but بدوايا اشتكي negative مثلا I like it but I don't want it. I like it but I can't buy it. Okay. And if also is the same thing as conjunction. Especially we need this if in our conditional sentences for today. So this is a kind of, we don't have only this conjunction, by the way, we have many conjunctions, but these are the most common one that we all like every day we use them. Is that clear? تعرفون هلا شنو العبارة، هلا شنو المعنى تبع هاي الكونجكشن؟ يعني أدوات
الربط.
ربط مثل and مثل البات مثل if. عادة ورا البات راح يجي مثلا شيء مصطلح بالنفي. اوكي يعني هاي البات تجي معنا لكن مو وأن تجي مع حتى بالضبط حتى بالعربي راح تجي شيء عبارة بالنفي ورا البات يعني حتى ورا لكن. Let me mute هي Miss Mike. Okay.
So all of these
جماعة هموش واضحة حتى استا لرا بس تنها وشنا يوكو ريمايندر يوكو بيخسنويك بس يكنجش نكانك وتا أمراض بيوندك يعني أمراض بيكو بس نكانك كاتيك تودو فكري جواز بس أتريال تو اشتي جواز عليت أمراض بيوندي بكاري حتى خوش من همنا علي مثلا دو سيوم خوار دو لقل دو بارشة شيرين يعني مثلا حزم ليتي بلام نامت يعني I will do it if you drive me to the cinema later. يعني أو إيشاد بوكم يعني أو إيشاد بوكم بس أجر هو if بمعنى أجريت يعني علي أجر أوكي but يعني بالله ما أنت وكي علي أمو مثلا أو لا بمعنى أو واويت وتدوش البكاري يعني بيكوي بس إنه أمانة مو أم أورازنا وهمش مع أكادي بكاري يعني اللي بيخش معنا هي نفس المعنى شيء هي. Is it clear now?
These words are really tiny grammatical words, but they have an important function. They're connecting two ideas together. And conditional sentences all use if to join two ideas together.
See, here we have, they are connecting two ideas together, and conditional sentences all use if to join two ideas. In all the types of conditional sentence, we only need one conjunction, which is the if. We only need if in in all 4 types of conditionals. We don't need but, we don't need when, we don't need therefore, we don't need and, we only need if. Okay?
In all conditional sentences, we have an if clause and a result clause. So the if clause is the event or the situation that must happen in order for the other thing to happen. So the result can only happen if the if clause occurs. And that is why it's called a conditional sentence. A condition is something that you have to do or a situation that needs to exist in order for something else to happen.
I'm sure you've heard how Grammarly improves your writing, but let me tell you how Grammarly Business...
Sorry.
You can't get this. Is something that
Yeah, as you can see right here, just let me explain that part again. I already told you. We call this part if clause because it started with the if conjunction. The next part we can say the result clause. Okay? تعرفين شنو معنى الكلمة result؟
نتيجة.
نتيجة بالضبط. يعني أما بابلين سببه تيجي تقولي سبب ولا شرط وهاي النتيجة. خلينا نقول الشرط مو أحسن؟ Okay? So if I got sick, I would go to the doctor. So here is the if clause or the reason, and here is the results. Okay? وتأمل علين هو أنجامك يعني سبب أنجامك تشوفش مع سبب زور بكارني عادة بس كرديكي شيء هوية ونيا علين رست هوكو أنجامك أما أو هوية أجر توابت نتيجة أما بيجر نخوش بإنجاجي ولا دكتور ولا دكتور. Okay? Good.
you have to do or a situation that needs to exist in order for something else to happen. You can't get this without squeezing this. There is a really important relationship between these two things. One relies on the other. Now, these sentences, they're all quite similar, but there are some really clear differences as well. I mean, check out the verbs. This is where the main difference between these conditional sentences are. It's all in the verbs. You can see it, right? And the meaning is different too. We use each type of sentence in a different situation. If you haven't already noticed, we have the zero conditional, the first conditional, the second conditional, the third conditional. And I'm going to go through each type of conditional sentence now, one by one. So let's get started with the zero conditional. And I recommend that you take some notes as we go through all of these examples. The zero conditional is called the factual conditional. If I get sick, I go to the doctor. And it's one of the easiest to remember because both clauses are in the present simple tense. We have the if clause with the present simple and then the present simple in the main result clause as well. So if this happens, then this is what happens.
Yeah. So here, as she said, we're going to start from zero conditional. Before first, there is zero. Always, isn't it? If I get sick, I go to the doctor. So if this thing happened, the next one also will happen. If not, the second one is not, isn't it? So if you look at the form, if you look at the verb in both sentences, they are in the same form. They are in the same tense. If I get sick, it's a present simple sentence or it's a present simple form. How I know that? Because I have got the verb as a base, because I have I before it. It means if I change the pronoun I for another pronoun, for example, if I say if she gets sick, no, if she gets sick is true, isn't it? Do you remember what is the point in present simple? We have to use is present or present s, okay, with the verbs in case that there is a third person singular pronouns before the verbs. Like if there is she, if there is he, or maybe person is name. Like if Khanem gets sick, she goes to the doctor. If Shakish gets sick, she goes to the doctor. So the verb should be changed in case if there is a different pronouns before, especially the first group or the third person singular pronoun. But because now I have I have to say if I get sick. I can't say if I get sick. Am I right?
Sure.
Yes. Good. So if I get sick, I go to the doctor. Both parts, both clauses are in the same form. They are both in present simple tense. That's why we call this as a zero conditional. Okay? Is that clear now?
Yes.
So whenever something is happen, or whenever there is a kind of reason and directly there is another result that connecting with each other, we call this one zero conditional. these two ideas are connecting with each other, we call a conditional sentence. There is if clause, there should be comma, there must be even, because if clause is preceded from the beginning, or there is if clause in the beginning of the sentence. And here is the results. Both verbs are in the same form. Good.
We use the zero conditional to talk about habits, facts, and truths. You can't argue about these things, right? With these things, we're not talking about possibility, it's fact. With these things, we're not.
Yeah, do you think this part is related directly with the present simple? Do you remember once we were studying in present simple tense, I told you many times, we need to use this tense whenever we are talking about something is habit, routine, or maybe fact, or something is true. Nobody can change it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the point. Same fact, same reason for zero conditional. If I get sick, I go to the doctor. So this is a fact. Do I need to go to the doctor if I don't sick? If I'm not sick? Of course not. So if I don't get sick, I don't go to the doctor. If I get sick, I go to the doctor. So this is the fact. Okay. Let's continue.
We're not talking about possibility, it's fact. If you put ice in your drink, it melts.
See, if you put ice in your drink, it melts. This is a fact, isn't it? Because basically, once you put ice in anything, it's gonna start to melt, or it melts, let's say. This is a fact related to the ice. We all know this one. تعرفين شنو معنى هاي الجملة؟
Yes. يعني إذا وضعت الثلج في المشروب سيذوب.
It melts يعني؟
يذوب. يعني يذوب.
أتويتو يا جملة صوتي خانمني هسه كمان شبكي باشني أوكم. Okay.
See, it's really simple. So I want you to practice by finishing this sentence for me. I want you to write your sentence in the comments so that I can check it.
Okay, so tell me a sentence that related to this verb. If I eat dash, and then what is the results? Who can give us an example for zero conditional? Something's about fact, something's about routine, truth.
Teacher,
Rohalat, you wrote a sentence for me. This is not a zero conditional. This is a first conditional because you have will. Okay, I will pass the exam if I study enough. So it means if you won't study, like if you don't study enough, or if you don't study well, you won't pass the exam. Okay, this is a possibility. Okay, so change your sentence, Rohalat, for zero conditional. Yes, Shakishkan, go ahead.
Yes, teacher. If I eat an apple, I not be ill.
I don't be sick.
I don't be sick. Yes.
Okay, very good. I want بس the first conditional أما zero conditional هاد particle present tense. I mean present form. Good. Yes, Hannah. Well done.
If I eat, I feel great.
If I eat, I feel great. Yeah, this is a fact for everyone. Well done. Yes, Lana.
If I eat a medicine, I will be good.
Don't say well in the second part, Lana, because
No, I don't say. No, I don't say well in the first.
I didn't say. It happened before. You didn't say that. So could you please say it again?
Yes, if I eat a medicine, I don't tell well. I said medicine.
I don't read medicine. If I eat medicine,
I will be good.
Don't use well. I told you. This is the reason.
Also,
in the second, of course, because you cannot use will in the if clause. Never.
Yes.
So if I eat medicine,
simple, yes.
Yeah, if I eat medicine, I be great, or I feel great. I feel great. I feel great. Maybe you are sick, so if you eat medicine, you feel great. Well done. Yes, Saka. Saka? Yes, go ahead.
If I study good, I will pass.
Don't use will in the second class, Saka. Nabe will bakar be ninjara. Chukama zero conditional. Her to level present form be. Bash babi boring. Wala kalava. If I study well, I passed the test.
Yes.
Yes, if I
Actually,
study well, I pass the test.
we can say if I do well, I go out.
If I do well, I can go out. What do you mean if I do well, I can?
يعني بقول منا أجر إيشك خم بباشي بكم بزوتها أب مقرمة.
Aha, باشا أتواني بلاي if I finish my work, I can leave soon. ده
Yes.
إيشا كم تعب كم أتوانم زودرشم يعني أتوانم بس تبي زبرة مقابلين وكو يخوت باشا لو شوي أبي بلين نبي أول بكار بين second part أو هل يقربوا first conditional. Very good. فيروز.
Yes, خش.
Yes, if I go to the school, I learn more.
If I go to school, I learn more. Very good. It's a fact. Okay, if I practice more, I can speak English. Or if I learn English, I can travel abroad. Right? Yes, Rohalat.
If it rains, I will take an umbrella.
If it rains,
Yes,
I have to take an umbrella. I should take an umbrella. Yes, in this way it's correct. If it rains, I need an umbrella. Even you can say, Rohala, can you fix your mic? Okay, now I think it's good. Yeah. If it rains, I need an umbrella. This is the fact. Okay.
Yes, miss.
Yeah,
بس هل الويل لازم أكتبها بالجملة يعني؟
Sorry.
الويل miss الويل.
We never
Don't
use never ever because this is a zero conditional. See?
Yes.
The form
Okay,
of the sentence is available. Both clauses should be present simple form. We never use will in present. Will is about future, isn't it?
Yes, miss.
So this is the reason, okay?
Okay, miss.
Let's continue. If it rains, the chair gets wet. Very good, Shahin. Yeah, this is a fact. Or if it rains, my hair gets wet. Isn't it?
If I eat, remember present simple, present simple.
See, remember present simple, present simple. Both parts should be present simple. Good.
Then we have the first conditional, which we use to talk about possible and likely future outcomes. If I get sick, I will go to the doctor. So it's possible that in the future I'll get sick. And if that occurs, I will probably go to the doctor. So we use if with the present simple and will with our verb infinitive. If it's hot tomorrow, I'll go for a swim at the beach. Now, am I sure that it will be hot tomorrow? No, but it is summertime here in Australia.
Okay, now let's talk about the form, then we're going to move to the sentence. Can you see this will right here? Now we need to use will, okay? Because we are talking about first conditional. Normally, if clause must be also in present simple form. See, if it's hot tomorrow. So this is a present simple. I'll go or I will. You are free to use will in long form or in short form. In case that there is a pronoun, I, we, you, they, or he, she, it, you can use will in short form. If there is a kind of person's name or maybe two persons' name, it's better to use the long form, but you are free. So I'll or I will go for a swim at the beach. So here is the second part. I have will. After will, you know, the verb should be base form or infinitive. Do you remember this? يعني ورا الول الفعل لازم يكون مجرد. Okay? ماشي. So بالضبط. First, like the first clause, it should be present simple because this is about the fact. So if it's hot tomorrow, okay, يعني وشتكي حقيقية, I'll go for a swim at the beach. كواتا أما ليرا بسر second option باولين second clause related by first one. أجر باني جرم بيتو أتواني بشي بوما لكردن لكنا دريا قيانة البحرك أجرنا كواتا أجر وهانا بوسابو ناتواني توش أوكي وايا كواتا do action and connecting بيكو أجر يكم بوشي بي دوم أتواني بوشي بكي أجر نبو كواتا ناتواني. So in first conditional, if clause should be in present simple form. If you use if from the beginning, please don't forget this comma. I mean in writing. Orally, we don't need it. Once you say a sentence, doesn't need to say, if it's hot tomorrow, comma, I'll go for a swim at the beach. No, only in writing we need it, okay? The second clause should start with the will. There must be will. Maybe will, maybe won't. For negative, we need won't. For affirmative, we need will. After will and want, the verb is base verb. Till now, is the form clear? يا سري sentence كاتا أسا واضحة كسر ساري هي لسري. طبعا هردو تان بابا هردو لاك واضحة بو همو تان أكيدم. چونك هم present simple خواندوا هم future إشي خواندوا. أزاني كا will want شون بكاريا. أزاني لدوي will بس عادة بواتا base form بيان infinitive بي. باش. So look at the meaning of the sentence. أجر بياني جرمبو أتشم بوما لكرت لسكن درياكا. أجر بياني امتحانم هبو أمشونات وأنا مسيتي بكم. أجر امتحانكم قرص بي أبي بباشي سعيبكم. أجر بباشي سعيبكم درجة زور باشا هنا. So these are all the sentence, okay? Till now, is it clear?
Yes, miss.
By the way, guys, let me tell you something. You are free to say which part of the clause at first. Like you can say, I'll go for a swim at the beach if it's hot tomorrow. أتواني أكسي كيتو clause كان هيج مشكلة مانية. أقدري open, okay? But even the first conditional هتاو second or third. هيج مشكلة مانية. if clause سرتاو الله يكقص أكي يعني بشي دوم سرتاو الله حري كام يعني مرتاحي إلي. الله بيعني شو ما كردن أجر جرمبو حتى خوش ما نوع علينا ها هيج مشكلة كمانية يعني أجر بيعني جرمبو أشم ما كردن. So هردو هي راسته. باشا بس أوي كفرق كاتشي وثمان هركاتك أفضل سرتاو النوسي كوما كتبيرنا شيء بيش بشيدون أقدر أقصد كردو أو كاتب بيست بكوما نامن. Okay?
And if it is hot, it's highly likely that I will go for a swim. If you join the Lingoda language sprint, you'll get lots of English speaking practice. So now it's your turn to finish a sentence. If we leave now, complete that sentence in the comments below, and feel free to also pause the video at any time and write your own conditional sentences down there for me to check. Now we have the second conditional, and we use it when we want to imagine that the present situation is different. So if I got sick, I would go to the doctor. This is a hypothetical situation, right? It's not real. Do I look sick? I'm not sick. I'm imagining that the present situation is different for some reason. I'm imagining that I'm sick. Now, if that were true, I would go to the doctor. Now, am I really going to the doctor? Because I'm not actually sick. It's an unreal situation. But to express this in English, we use if with the past simple and then would and the verb infinitive in the result clause. So we use the modal verb would to show that we're imagining the result. Don't forget that in English, all verbs that follow modal verbs are in the infinitive form. If I had more money, I would buy a boat. Now, it's really common and natural to use contractions in conditional sentences. I would definitely say, when I'm speaking naturally, if I had more money, I'd buy a boat. And
Okay, Miss Lina will back in 3 minutes. Can you hear me now? تسمعوني صح؟
Yes, miss.
Yes, yes.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Open your mics. Okay. Nobody's here?
Yes, Miss
Here
Huda.
we are here.
the meaning
في
of
50
all
واحد
conditional sentences in English. If you've studied
So now, can you give me an example about the first conditional? Not in the
Yes,
chat, you can't say this sentence, can you?
yes.
Open your mics, please. خلينا نتمرن عليه لحد ما ترجع مسلينا ما نروح على كيس ثاني. نتمرن على الحالة الأولى القديمة، هي هذه الموضوع هذا كله احنا نسميه بالعربي الإف الشرطية. احنا بالعربي Do you hear me?
Yes, miss. Can I give you first example?
Okay, so why you don't open your mics?
Suda, we are
What's
hearing.
wrong? Okay.
Can you choose
Yes, Khanem, you
one?
can open your mic, please.
We hear you, Miss.
Okay.
Read these sentences before.
شنو معلوماتكم عن الإف الشرطية؟ نحن نقول مثلا إذا أنا درست بجدية سوف أنجح في الامتحان. نحن عندنا كيس هو البريزنت اللي لسه أنا ما عملته، وعندنا الكيس الثاني اللي هو الجملة الثانية اللي بعد حالة الربط بالمستقبل. If I drive fast I will make an accident. إذا أنا سقط بسرعة راح أعمل حادث سيارة. أو مثل الجملة اللي كتبتوها بالشات If you heat the ice cream it will be melt. إذا سخنت الآيس كريم سوف يذوب. أو if you play very good you will get the prize. إذا لعبت زين راح تربح الجائزة or you will win. Yes, if my sister has money she will travel. If I buy new clothes I will be happy. Okay, I need you to say this sentence by speaking and not only in the chat. Can you open your mics please? يعني كواتا كيسية كم الحالة الأولى بالإف كلوز it's very easy. نحن عرفنا هو راح يكون الزمن البريزنت مع المستقبل. Okay, الجملة if I study hard إذا أنا قرأت بجدية I will pass the exam. I will pass the exam. I will write in the chat. خلينا نجي على الكيس الثاني اللي هو
And this video is going to be awesome revision for you. But if you're not so familiar with conditional sentences, then it's going to be an excellent introduction. So let's get started.
Okay, leave it. خدت كم زور خرابة من هسه كم خدتي هموي خرابة چونك I'm speaking I'm asking you to open your mics no one can speak.
We hear you, Miss.
Okay. If I طبعا ومرات عندنا حالة الإف كلوز الإف هي تجي بالوسط مو شرط إلا بالبداية، بس إحنا هلا بالحالة بالكيس الأوليات نحن ناخذها بالبداية. If I study hard I will pass the exam. Okay, or we can say I will pass the exam if I study hard.
If you listen to your mom, you will be a good daughter. The first conditional.
Another sentence.
Yes.
If I feel tired, Rohalat, I go to bed early. This is good. Yes.
ما عم يسمعك مس هدى.
Okay.
عم بعرف.
If you shoot me, I bleed. I will bleed. يستحسن نحط بعدها المستقبل تكون الجملة الثانية بالمستقبل لأنه لسه هذا الحدث ما صار. نحن بنقول إذا أنت عملت هالشيء أنا راح يصير فيني هالشيء سوف في النص. بس هاي شنو الجملة اللي جت ببالك؟ If you shoot me, I will bleed. Okay. ماشي. طيب. Do you hear the video voice?
Yes, we hear.
لا
Sometimes it feels like English grammar can be pretty loose. Like, yeah, there's some rules, but sometimes.
If I have an event, I will go to salon. Okay, yes. Go to salon. Should be a space between them. If I sleep early, I'll wake up early. Very good, Khan. Yes, this is also a simple sentence and it's perfect. If you take my advice, you will accept it. هنا احنا نقدر نقول هاي بها جملة should. هي أنا مرات يمكن أنا أخذ نصيحتك بس ما أتقبلها. So it's not a conditional, but it's okay. هي جملة مقبولة. If she does not hurry, she will be late. Very good. Or she missed the bus. She will miss the car. She will miss the lesson. She will not be hurried. If you hate water, it will be boiled. Yes, very good. مو لحد 100 درجة CDC. It's not every heating of water. I see my friends. I will hug them. Yes. Okay.
I can share.
Okay. Thank you so much for your sentence. And Miss Lina is back. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, so sorry this interruption. Tell me, do you have any question about first conditional? It's quite easy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
If you listen to your mom, you will be a good daughter. Yeah, but if you do not study, you will wait. You can say, yeah, why not? But it's better to say if you do not study, you won't pass the test or you won't get full mark. Okay, Hamdia, very good. If we leave now, we will arrive at time. We will arrive on time, Shakish, on time, okay? Very good. You guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, yes, Miss Lena.
I was talking before. Can you hear me before? Because my computer was mute. Before, no?
No.
Sorry, I just said sorry for this interruption, and I was reading your sentence in the chat. Like I said, very good, Hamdia, but it's better to say if you do not study, you won't pass the test. If you do not study, you won't get full mark. Hint said, if I invest my money, it will grow. Yes, why not? Or you can say it will save more. Fairuz wrote, if you listen to your mom, you will be a good daughter. Very good. If we leave now, we will arrive at time. We will arrive on time, Shakish, very good, is correct. I see my friends. If I see, Shenya, if I see my friends, you change it also. I will hug them tightly. Yeah, very good, that's correct. So I think first conditional is quite easy for all of you, and you wrote some sentences for me. Can I play the video? Do you have any question?
No.
By the way, let me tell you one point. I don't know if Emma explained that part or no. Whenever we are changing sentences into negative, okay, whether you have zero conditional or first conditional, both parts should be negative. Like if I say, if I don't sick, I don't go to the doctor. This is zero conditional. Both parts should be negative in case if my if clause is negative. What about the if conditional? I mean, first conditional. Like I can say, if I do not study, I won't pass the test. If I don't listen to my teacher, I won't learn more, right? If I do not study, I won't pass the test. So both parts should be negative, okay? Who can give me one example in negative form for first conditional? Sorry, Lana, you were talking. I think I just mute your mic.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't leave at 5 p.m.
If we don't leave at 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m. we won't
Yeah, you can say we will not or we won't.
Yes. We won't arrive at 10 p.m.
Good. Or even you can say if we do not leave early, we won't arrive soon. Yeah, we won't get there soon. Or you can say we will be late even. Sometimes like I'm telling you both parts should be negative, but sometimes it can be the second part affirmative or positive. Like I can say if I watch TV, I won't study more. Or if I don't study well, I will fail. Like you can use some opposite word that doesn't need to change well for negative. Hanakat, باش يكمي بلاي if clause كد negative بلام clause يدوم ولا كد أتواني affirmative بلام مصطلح بكاري يعني جاي negative بكار مثلا ألم if I don't study I will fail. أقرب باش سأينكم ترنعشم يعني أكون هربكوا بلاي I won't pass the test. وكاتل جاتي وي وانتك بكاربيني بلام نابه باسك بكاربيني ألي أكون يعني fail وشيكي عكسك بكاريني أو جملة نشمان هي شرنية هردولا نيجاتيف بس إن كيس أكرتو بس يشتكي يعدو حدث كconnected بيكوزر أبي هردولا نيجاتيف باشا حتى أتواني conditional sentence كان يشكين بquestion if I have many will I buy a new car? Yes you will. I know you won't. Yeah, even you can change for questions. You can change all the conditional sentences into question form. Okay, for negative and question as well. If you do not study, will you pass the test? Of course not. Yeah? Did you understand me?
Yes, yes, miss.
Like if I buy flour, I'll have something for my friend's birthday. So if you buy it, yes, you will have. But if you don't buy flowers, you won't have anything for your friend's birthday. I mean, as a gift. Okay? So let's continue that part.
They don't apply. Sometimes there's exceptions. I get it. I've got to teach it. But there are some grammatical structures in English that follow all use if to join the third condition so that I can check it. Sentence earlier. Complete that sentence in the comments below. And feel free to also pause the video at any time and write your own.
Okay, so let's do that sentence together. If we leave now, we will arrive on time. If we leave now, we won't be late, isn't it? Both are correct. Yes, Khanam?
If we leave now, we will get there early.
Very good. Early.
Yes.
Even you can say early. Yeah.
Early. Okay.
Yeah. Or even you can say soon. Yes. Or even you can say we won't be late. Okay. Yes, Feiruz?
Yes.
Very good, Khanam.
If we leave now, we will be there in the time.
On time. We will be there on time. Very good. Yes, Shinyan? Shinyan?
Yes, teacher. Yes. If you make me angry, I will not come with you.
Excuse me, can you say it again, Shinyan? Sorry. If you
make me angry, I will not come with you.
If you make me angry, I won't come with you. Very good. That's a good excuse. Okay, let's get started about that part.
Conditional sentences down there for me to check. Now we have the second conditional, and we use it when we want to imagine that the present situation is different. So if I got sick, I would go to the doctor. This is a hypothetical situation, right? It's not real. Do I look sick? I'm not sick. I'm imagining that the present situation is different for some reason. I'm imagining that I'm sick. Now, if that were true, I would go to the doctor. Now, am I really going to the doctor? Because I'm not actually sick. It's an unreal situation.
Yeah, so let us talk about second conditional. The use of this conditional type, it is about once you are talking about something is not true, unreal fact, okay? Like if I got sick, I would go to the doctor. But do you really sick right now? No. اما جالين شي كترجمة كأنه لي أجر نخوش كوتم أتشم ولا دكتور. يعني حاليا نخوش نيد. لي أجر نخوش كوتم. يا أجر نخوش بو إنجا أتشم ولا دكتور. So here is the meaning of that sentence. Okay. So let's second conditional for me sentence كلمة أجارة. وكو first conditional نية. لا first conditional if clause كمان present simple isn't it? لا second conditional عكسكيتي if clause كد أبي past be. إتر verb كان ساده كان إيديه كان بكلا بكاريهنيان verb شازه كان أجورن get verb كي شازك أبي past أبي got باشا أما وكو formي وكو structure وكو ياساي if clause كان بشي دوامي clause كت أبي بأكيدي ودي تيابي يعني أما جوكره مستمر بكاري هني اشتبني بلي ببي رستك أجورن لا قدنا أجورن وكو ولي first conditional كواك مفروضة موجود بلا sentence كتا لا second conditional would here okay لدوي ودوا أو verb بكاري يعني of course ببيز به infinitive به سادة به مجرد به okay جماعة second conditional هي عند قانون تختلف لأنه if clause يعني قانون ولا زمن if clause لازم تكون بالزمن الماضي البسيط لأنه أنا عندي got if I got sick okay I'd go to the doctor or I would go to the doctor guys you can also change this would into the short form it's only one D apostrophe يعني حتى أتواني أو ودش كرت كيتو باشا بكيدا short form يك دي apostrophe short form همو ودفه يعني شاربي delete أبي بس ديك أمنته بلام ليراتشي داني apostrophe يعني باشا أتواني لك همو pronoun كان would بلام form يا بshort form بكاربيني لدواي would و verb كد أبي شيء بس هذا بي أوكي يعني هاي الود لازم تكون موجود بكل الجملة هذا شيء قانون إحنا ما راح نغير هاي الود هاي مثل الول لازم تكون موجود بالجملة ورا الود هو مثل الول لازم الفعل تكون مجرد أوكي بس صيغة الفعل صيغة الكلوز الأول يعني if clause لازم تكون بالزمن الماضي البسيط شو اسمه والمقطع الثاني ولا the reason لازم تكون ولا بلش بالودو وفعل المجرد تمام؟ هلا واضح؟ تعرفين شنو معنى هاي الجملة بالعربي؟ If I got sick I would go to the doctor شنو معناته؟
إذا مرضت أنا سوف أذهب إلى الطبيب.
تمام يعني هلا أنت مو مريض إذا هذا الشيء صار
خيال يعني جملة
بالضبط
أتوقع هذا الشيء
بالضبط يعني تمني ولا خيال هيك يعني باشا.
But to express this in English we use if with the past simple and then would and the verb infinitive in the result clause. So we use the modal verb would to show that we're imagining the result. Don't forget that in English, all verbs that follow modal verbs are in the infinitive form. If I had more money, I would buy a boat. Now, it's really common and natural to use contractions in
Yeah, so this is a kind of dream or wishes or imaginary thing, isn't it? It means now you don't have more money. That's why you cannot buy a boat. But in future, maybe, or in your dream, if I had more money or if I had money, I'd buy a boat or I would buy a boat. Okay, if I had money, I will change my phone. If I had money, I would change my car. Okay, if I had time, I'd watch a video, or if I have time, I would watch a film or a movie. If I had time, I'd travel abroad, or I'd travel with my friends, or I'd visit my friends. Okay, is it clear now? So if clause should be past, the second clause should be with would and base form of the verbs. Now your turn to give me examples. You all have dreams, you all have different ideas in your mind. So now you can use them. If I had this, I would do this. If I had that, that thing will happen. Yes, Fairuz.
Yes, if you didn't told the truth, I would
if you didn't told or if you didn't tell. After didn't, the verb should be base.
Yes, if you didn't tell the truth, I would punishment you.
I would punish you.
Punish you, man.
Yeah, if you didn't tell them the truth, I would punish you, or they would punish you. Okay, very good.
Yes.
Yes, Rohalat. So you just use the sentence in a negative form, which is correct.
If I had a lot of money, I would buy an expensive car.
Very good. If I had a lot of money, I would buy an expensive car. Can you change your sentence into negative?
If I hadn't a lot of money, I
No.
would.
It should be past. If
miss.
I didn't have.
Yes, I didn't. If I had a lot of money, I wouldn't buy an expensive car.
Okay, so it also can be possible. It means if you even had a lot of money, you wouldn't buy a boat or you wouldn't buy an expensive car. You would buy something else, maybe a flat, maybe a nice house, okay? Who knows, maybe a piano, maybe, I don't know, a robot, whatever you want. This is correct. Very good. Yes, Shakish.
Yes. I would take you to journey if I bought a new car.
I would take you to a journey if no, sorry. You use would from the beginning. You put if clause at the end. Very good. I'd what did you say? I take you to a journey if I
bought a new car.
If I bought a new car. Very good. So it means you wouldn't take as if you didn't buy a car. Good, yeah. So this is the reason. It means there is no chance. I have to wait for you till you can buy a car, then you can take me with yourself. Otherwise, there is no chance with you. That's good. So see, now you know how to use this conditional sentence, okay? Also, Shakish, you can change your sentence into negative. Also, you can make it question. Let me tell you one point. Now I just remember this. You know, guys, whenever we change conditional sentences into question, we never touch if clause. It should be stay as it is. We need the second part to change it for question. For zero conditional, for first conditional, also second and third. Like if I had more money, would you buy a new boat? Or would you buy a boat? Or if you, normally we ask someone else, we don't ask ourselves, isn't it? Even you can ask yourself, if I had more money, would I buy a boat? Maybe yes, you would. Maybe no, you wouldn't or would not, okay? Or you can ask someone else, if you had more money, would you buy a new car? So here is the question. I didn't touch the if clause. بهيتش وكاتك conditional sentence كان أكين ببرسياري أتبع فورمي برسيار كده نقصي فيه أكين بهيتش ودسكاري if clause كدناك يعني هيج إيش يكتب if clause كدني شنك أو مرجع أصيكي مرجع تو إيش ببشي دوميتي أجر تو باريكي زور كتابه بلميكي تازاكري يعني ساريكي تازاكري يعني مثلا سفرك أكيد. اوكي سو لبشي دومي سنتنس كا ايش اكي بفورمي سؤال والله هي عكسي اكي تو علي will you يعني will I اجا برسال لاخوتكي اجا second conditional اجبو علي would you يعني would I باشا يعني نحن لما غيرنا صيغه الهاي second conditional كل صيغات الكونديشنال يعني جمله شرطيه للسؤال طريقه السؤال ابدا ما راح تغير اي شيء بالجمله if clause يعني بهاي شو اسمه هاي مو يعني نحن ابدا ما راح تغير اي شيء بالاف كلوز. اوكي لازم نحن نسوي شيء تغير بس بالكلوز ثاني. مثلا اذا عندك will فيك تستخدمي will من البدايه. اوكي اذا عندك will يعني للسكند كونديشنال فيك تستخدمي would من البدايه. اوكي هذه يعني انا يمكن حتى اقول would you buy a boat if you had more money يعني فيك تستخدمي سؤال من بدايه الجمله وبعدين تستخدمي if من نهايه الجمله. اوكي للنفي للأفيرماتيف للسؤال ما عندنا مشكلة إذا أنت تغيرتي المكان هدول الاثنين كلوز عادي. أوكي جماعة حتى العكس كرمي كلوز كان للسؤال كرد لطريقي سؤالي شو برسياري شو للنيجاتيفي شو أسايته كلوزي دوم لسرطاو بلي إفكيتكو تعيو هموي معناه هي. أوكي هيج دي إشياء معنية تنها أوني كوت من بدايتي شو بس أمكو معايا إيش أكالكاتي نوسينتا ضرورة بيزاني كأفل سرطاو هاتبو أمكو معايا بيرناتشي أقر بعكسه بكوتحو كوتاي رستكو واتا إفلوزكو كاتا بيرس بكو ماني. Okay? Do you have any question?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Binal, go ahead.
Mom started Ahmed.
Yes.
بۆ ئەم ڕستانە ئەشتوانی بیکەی بە نێگەتیڤ یان هەر نابێت
ئەم لە ساکۆڵێم چی ئەو هەموو جملێمان بە نێگەتیڤ بووتووە بنار.
مامۆستا سەوتان زۆر بە حاڵێتە لای من ئەفسڕێت
بزانە ئینتەرنێتەکەی خۆت باش نییە گوڵەکەم ئەگینا بەڵێ
چینم کرد سەوتم ناهاتە لای ئێوە
مشکلە نییە بەڵێ بەساقە بەڵێ ئەتوانی هەموو ڕستەکان هەموو جۆرە کۆندیشنەڵەکان بیکی بە نێگەتیڤ و بیکی بە پرسیاریش. ئۆکەی مەسەلەن ئەم ڕستەیەمان هەیە ئەڵێم چی ئەمە لەبەر ئەوەی سێکەند کۆندیشناڵە یاسای نێگەتیڤ گۆڕینەکە جیاوازە چونکە گەر دیقەت بێ ئێمە وتمان if clause لە سێکەند کۆندیشناڵە ئەبێ پاست بێ واتە بێ ڕابردوو بێ ئەنجا یاسای گۆڕینی ڕستەی ڕابردوو با بڵین past simple بۆ نێگەتیڤ چۆنە لەبەرەوەی ئێمە وەزوێرمان نییە ئەبێ didn't بەکاربێنی چونکە ڤێربێکمان هەیە کراوە بە پاست ئەبێ بەچی if I didn't have قەت ناڵێن if I didn't had ئەوە غەڵەتە if I didn't have more money I wouldn't buy a boat. شتێکی ترەکەی لەوانێ ئەڵێ گەر حتا پارەشم زۆر هەبێ من هەر بەلەم ناکڕم بۆ معنایە واتە تۆ پلانی شتێکی ترت هەیە خەیاڵی شتێکی ترت هەیە بیکی وەک لەوەی بەلەمێک کڕی ئەمە بۆ نێگەتیڤ باشە بۆ سوئال وتمان یاسای سوئالەکە چۆنە بنارگوێت لێمە لە سوئالکردنە کاتێک باشە واتە کاتێکە کۆندیشنەڵ سنتەنسەکان ئەکەین بە پرسیاری بە هیچ شێوەیە ئیشمان بە بەشی یەکەمی کلۆزەکە نییە با بڵێن ئیشمان بە ئەفکلۆز نییە هیچ گۆڕانکاریەک و دەغێرە لە ئەفکلۆزە ناکەین تەنها بەشی دووەمی سنتەنسەکەمان پێویستە واتە کلۆزی دووەمان پێویستە المهم کلۆزی یەکەم ئفا یان لە دووەما هاتە ئەفکلۆز مشکلەمان نییە ئف کلۆزەکە لە هەر شوێنێکی ڕستەیەکە هاتبوو تۆ ئیشت بەوەنی تەخێری تیاقی وەکو خۆی ئەینوسیتەوە کلۆزی دووەم ئیشت پێیەتی ئیتر ئەگە وڵ بوو لەگەڵ پرۆناونەکە عکسی کەرەوە if I have money I will buy a phone. If I have money, will you buy a phone? Or sorry, if I have money, will I buy a phone? Or if you have more money, will you buy a phone? أما السؤال. باشا واتا إيشم لكلوزي دو معك إفكم موكو خوي وتو والكلوزة كم عكس كدو كردن بالسؤال. لا second conditional شابه همان شو. على if I had more money, would I buy a boat? يعني أقدر برسال لكاسي كي برامبركي. If you had more money, would you buy a boat? أما السؤال. Okay?
Sentences. I would definitely.
Sorry, Lana, you raised your hand. Would you like to say something? Lana?
Actually, I want to share a sentence, but
yes, go ahead.
I write it in the chat.
You wrote it in the chat? Okay, just let me
but
see.
I didn't finish it. I wrote it negative also.
So if you would like tell us, you can tell us right now.
Okay. If I had a passport and visa, I would to travel to United Kingdom.
Very good. It's well done. You said if I had, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, if I had a visa, I would travel to UK. Yeah. Yeah, United Kingdom or UK, both are correct. Very good, Lana. Good.
Definitely say when I'm speaking naturally, if I had more money, I'd buy a boat.
Yeah, see guys, here is the short form of would, okay? So we already deleted 1, 2, 3, 4 letters, okay? So this is the long form of would and this is the short form of would, okay?
I'd, he'd, you'd, they'd. This pronunciation is much more common in spoken English.
Yeah, basically we would like to use the short form or of would because once you say the sentence, it's quite easy for pronunciation. Like it's easy for me if I say, if I had more money, I'd buy a boat, not I would buy a boat, isn't it? Always the short form are easier for, let's say, oral conversation or let's say for speaking as well. All right?
Okay, so now it's your turn to finish this sentence.
Sorry, Lana.
It's academy or not, like when in the IELTS or TOEFL we can.
Yeah, I told you. No. In academic writing, okay, we never use the short form. Try to always use the long form, okay? Because you may lose a score. Yeah, sometimes they just mix. Maybe that person is, of course, such a kind of person that is responsible for checking your papers. They're really, let's say, academic person, okay? But it's better to use long form in order to do not make any difficulties for them, all right? This is the rule of academic writing.
Also not right, like she not or he not. You should long.
She is not, he is not, yeah, they are not in long form, okay? This is the rule of academic writing. Otherwise, in speaking, you can use the short form because it's easier for you. You can speak more fast, isn't it?
Yes.
Good.
Speaking it is.
Yeah, you will be faster.
Yeah.
Good.
If I finished work earlier, finish that sentence in the comments.
Yeah, so you can finish that sentence for me. If I finished work earlier, I'd leave soon. Yes, Hannah.
If I finished work earlier, I would go
Shopping. I'd go home. Yeah, you can say I'd go home, or I'd go shopping, or I'd visit my friend. So here are all the points that we only have difficulty with such a kind of thing. We have to work earlier, or we have to finish our work earlier, and then we can do something else. Otherwise, there is no time for us. Yes, Fairuz.
I would help you.
If I finish work earlier, I'd help you. Very good. Why not? Yes, Shakish.
If I finished work earlier, I would call you.
Very good. Can you directly change the sentence into negative for me, Shakish?
If I didn't finish work earlier,
You said finished or finished?
I said finished, but the correct answer is if I didn't finish work earlier, I wouldn't.
Very good.
Call you.
Very good. What about question? What about the question one?
I finish
work earlier.
Yes. Maybe.
Would I call it? No. Would Would I call you?
Would I call you?
أما برسالة خودك برسالة كسي بران بكيليشي. If
yes. If you finished work earlier, would you call me?
Would you call me? Would you help me? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you give me a hand? Give me a hand. Had help okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, Rohalat. If I finished work earlier, this one, complete the sentence for me, okay?
Okay.
Even you can tell us your own. Go ahead.
Miss, if I finished work earlier, I would back to the buy clothes.
I would buy the clothes. You can say I'd go shopping. Say I'd go shopping.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well done, Rahman. Very good. Yes, Sibar.
Yes, teacher. If I finished work earlier, I would go to park.
I would take you to the park. Basha?
Yes.
Yeah, you can say it's for yourself, you can say I'd go to the park. If for someone else, you can say I'd take you to the park. Very good. Good, let's keep going.
There are lots of different uses for the second conditional. We use it to give advice, to give reasons why we can't do something, and generally just imagine that life is different. So
yeah, see, here is the use of the second conditional. You can see this part. We use it to give advice. Do you know what does that mean? You know what does that word advice mean? بالضبط مشان تاخذي نصيحة أفرين تنصيحتي كسرك اللي أقرأ بكردة أو أبو يعني أقرأ بكردة وأنا أبو مني نصيحته like if you finished work earlier you wouldn't be late or you wouldn't be punished, isn't it? So this is the advice one, or to give reason why we can't do something and generally just imagine that life is different. No, this part is about so let's say to give advice or to give reasons. Okay. In these two situations, you can use second conditional, and generally we have such a kind of things every day. So from now on, you can use conditional for such a kind of point, okay? I mean, with this kind of point. Lana, if I finish work earlier, I'd prepare my lunch. Very good. Yes.
I'm definitely gonna have to go through all of those different uses in detail in another video very soon. And the third conditional is the past unreal conditional. If I had been sick, I would have gone to the doctor. We use this structure to imagine a different past, different to the one that actually happened, right? We use if with the past perfect and would have with the past participle. Just to be clear, the if clause did not actually happen, but I'm imagining the result if the past was different.
Okay, so let's just discuss that part. If you look at the form, this is about third conditional, the last conditional type, okay? We call it third conditional, okay? The structure or the rule of this sentence is quite different from the others because your if clause should be past perfect, like had been. This is the joker because once we say past perfect, it means had PP with all the verbs. With the regular verbs or regular verb, it works. Also, it's a past perfect. So my if clause is past perfect in the third conditional. The second part, which is the second clause, there should be would have and then past participle. This is a kind of joker always. It means this is the base form for would, and after have you can change the verb into PP form. You know what I mean? Emma Whitman, the do I would do very evident base be. There is out to mana would do have bake or bakarihanin. Anjala do I what have a game a past participle, what I keep a PP. What am have a joker, am had a lera bumberstamari bakari about the left close the caliber. Yes, I past perfect here. هادو بينا شون present perfect man when هافو هازو PP بو لا past perfect هادو جابه بس بحات لقل همو pronoun كاني شابه كاري وكو هافو هازنين كما وقت من have بس لقل I we you they بكاري يعني two persons name نا يدوكس وهازيش تنها لقل he she it بكاري يعني يكس لا past perfect أو مشكلة معني وكو did وايا أها أما ودو does جاوز لقل pronoun كانا بلام did لقل هميانا بكاري هات هافو هاز جاوز لقل pronoun كانا بلام هات جوكرا لقل همو pronoun كان بكاري يعني باشا بدو أبي verb PP بيش كياساي past perfect ويا حتى present perfect يجوا أبي verb دائما PP بي لا second part ولا second clause واتا تو would you have مستمر بكاري يعني أما جوكرا مستمر همو جملة كايلين بدوايا أتواني verb فكي ب PP أوكي أنت أما تشكاتك أم third conditional بكاري هني وتمان كاتيكا channel باسي يعني وصفي and real past action أكي وتشتكي ناراست توقعي بو أكي مثلا قالي if I had been sick I'd have gone to the doctor أوكي يعني أجر بيشتر نخوش بوتا إنجاروشتي بو دكتور باسي استمعكي باسي past أكي أوكي أجر لو كاتن نخوش بوتا وتا بيش استلا fast أجر لو كاتن نخوش بوتا إنجاروشتي بولا دكتور أوكي وتا نشتكر رياوة نكردوشتا توقعي بو أكي لباستا أوكي
فميس إنه شيء حدث في لم يحدث في الماضي ولكن نتوقعه أن يحصل يعني نتيجته راح تكون
بالضبط ها هو يعني نتيجة
أعطيكي مثال أنسي
ليش لا يلا تفضل
if I had won the lottery I would
if
have
I had wanted after had the verb should be PP okay يلا keep going if I had wanted
wanted the lottery I would have bought a house and a car.
I would have bought. After would have the verb again should be PP. Okay. This is the rule. Very good. Yes, I think some other participants they raised their hand. Yes, Sivar. Would you give us a sentence? What about? Okay. What about Rohlat?
هلا قلت أنسى.
Okay, Feiruz. Oh, sorry, I forgot that it was your son. Yes, Feiruz. Would you like to give us an example?
Yes, if I had gone to the school, I would have been better.
I would have been better. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in this situation, was I really sick?
Of course not.
I'm not talking about what actually happened. I'm talking about what could have happened in the past, but didn't. And what I would have done if that had happened. Can you think of a time when this grammar structure would actually be useful? When you regret something in the past, something that happened in the past, and you wish that that result was different? If we had looked at the weather report, we would have stayed home. If I had known you were visiting, I would have made time to see you.
Yeah, see, these are the very simple and common sentences. If I had known you were visiting, I would have made time to see you. Okay?
Okay, it's your turn now. If I had...
Yeah, who would like to give us example, just like the previous one? If I had, and then continue the next. Yes, Feroz, go ahead.
If you had slept early, you would have
Slept,
been
if you had slept. تمام.
أنا قلت slept كمان. يمكن
It's يمكن تمام.
You would have been better كمان.
Yes, why not? Yes, very good.
Yes.
Yes. You know, this third conditional is a kind of word. You may mix sometimes the structure of the sentence. Also, is not such a kind of very common in use, but we really need to use zero and first and second. Otherwise, the third is not that much common because people doesn't like to describe such a kind of unreal past actions, isn't it? Even in
Yes.
our like people even in your native language as well. We never describe such a kind of thing always. We would like to describe always the habit, the facts, okay? Something that related to the really close or near future. Otherwise, describing such a kind of unreal past action is not very common. But it's better to have idea because this is the last type of conditional, okay?
Remember the structure. Let's do it. Pause the video if you need to so that you can write your sentence in the comments below. So that was an overview of conditional sentences in English.
Sorry, just let me look at the chat. If I finished work earlier, and this was about the previous, it's a second conditional, very good, Lana. About Jangina's sentence, if I had enough money, I'd go with you. I don't know if you wrote this sentence for third conditional. It should be third conditional because you already used the had. If I had gotten enough money, I would have been there with you. In this case, you can change the sentence. This is the correct sentence for third conditional. But if you would like to write this sentence for second conditional, if I had enough money, I'd go with you. Yes, it can be second conditional. This is the correct one. Okay, Jangir? So your sentence is second conditional, it's not third conditional.
English. Now, with all of this in mind, it is possible to use mixed conditional sentences too. But I think that's a lesson for another day.
You know, guys, now you've got lessons, full details about all the types of conditional, but also there is mixed conditional. But I think you don't need such a kind of thing. You're going to confuse all of it. You're going to mix all together. But I will show you a kind of another video about mixed conditional in order to have idea. Maybe you would like to use this one more than these. Okay. So this is about all the types of conditional sentences. You please, guys, if you have any question related to the lessons for today, you can ask me directly. Okay. Even you can ask me tomorrow. You may do a kind of revision later on, and then you can ask me tomorrow before starting a new lesson. Okay. Do you have any question right now?
Okay, Miss. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
No question? Was that easy?
I think it's yes.
Yeah. Do you have
The third one?
The third one is a little bit, yeah, is confusing. It is because you have to concentrate on the verbs with have PP and there's an had PP together in if clause, isn't it?
It's not like the formal, Miss, but the using.
Yeah.
When we are using the first or the...
Let's say we can say it's not very common. Like every day we don't use such a kind of third conditional forms. But about the second and first and zero also, no, every day we can use them. But the third one is not that very common.
Yes,
yeah?
Yes, the third like this.
Yeah. So before this lesson, have you got any lessons or do you have any idea about conditional sentence or this was your first time?
About me, I have some idea. This is...
Yeah, because we all study such a kind of lesson in grade 12 and sometimes even in the university. Yeah.
Yes, also in the school.
Sure, okay. Good, so if there is no question, I will close the meeting. Thanks for joining the meeting. Wish you have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Miss Lina.
Yes.
هلا